So things are changing. So what?
Have you decided? They all wanna call like which one the baddest? I feel like a farm around stacking my cabbage. I ain't worried about now, I don't get my broccoli. If I was bird, they wouldn't ride for me. Now all of a sudden they ride for me. Hey.
All right. First things first. How you doing, you beautiful soul? How you doing? And I'm gonna be reading almost exclusively from my phone because I wrote down, just a bunch of things that I don't always get to go over all of it because I don't like to just read it straight off. I like to just touch on points, but as downloads come in, I gotta write them as if I'm speaking them. But I don't like reading when I'm doing a video. I like just coming from the dome, but then I leave a lot on the table. I leave a lot of things that should have been said off of that specific video or topic. I just want to say first off that this all came from me just scrolling around and I ain't even got to scroll around. That's just the energy in the air right now, is that things are changing. And so many people making this fear-based content or coming up with different conspiracies. And I just want to tell y'all that we don't know enough. We don't know enough to be making all of the assumptions that we making right now and all of the fear-based energy that is being made in. That's my only problem with this right now, is that we are doing this from such a fear-based and worry mentality, going about this change that we see is coming, right? This change that's been happening. Change has been happening since the start of this universe. I think we looking at it from a place right now of fear, or it could even be doom of how we looking at it. And I just don't agree with none of it. I don't agree with how we looking at things. And I think we letting our mind take control right now. We letting our minds take control of what's going on. And our mind wants to play God so much that it thinks it knows everything. So that's what we're going to be breaking apart now. And we're going to be breaking apart that a lot on this channel is fear. We're going to be pulling that apart as much as we can, because it really is just an illusion. It really is. Now, I'm not saying certain things, right? Certain things, yeah, you're going to have you're going to be fearful of that happening to you. If you're out in the jungle or somebody chasing you down and you ain't got, it's different. It's different things that happen, but most fear really exists in our mind more than actually in the physical. As the changes are happening, we just can't be afraid of them. We can't be living in fear, y'all. It just don't work. Fear is an illusionary state. Do you want to live in illusion or do you want to live in truth? Things are changing. So what? Today, people need to understand, yes, things are shifting. They've always been shifting, and that's okay. The best thing to do is learn how to adapt. Learn how to adapt. You've been doing it through your life already. Even if you hitting your 20s, or even if you a teenager right now, or even if you're 30s, 40s, especially as you get older, you've been adapting so much already. You really have. And think about it. The times that was the hardest was the times where you was failing to adapt, when you was resisting adapting to the changes around you. That's what causes the most suffering, the most disease, basically. Stop resisting the shifts that has always been happening. We don't know how things is going to play out. We can try to guess that AI is going to take over the world and robots or what. Listen, only thing you need to do is follow God. Adapt to how things are moving, because things are moving around us and there's really nothing we can do. Only thing we can do is focus on ourselves. What does that mean? That means hopping into our bag of the highest frequency we can try to vibrate on for peace within ourselves. That casts a lure out to the world. That helps the world when we do that. When we just focus on ourselves, focus on bringing love and attention and acceptance to ourselves. That's all you need to do. God got you. God always had you. That never stopped happening. But it is a shift going on right now, and that's okay. Adapt. Stop judging it based off of fear and having these fear-based ideas about what you believe, what your mind is trying to make you to believe is going to happen. Past predictions should not be taken as a sign of fear or worry, but that as things change, our mindsets need to change as well. Stop using old ideas to formulate opinions on the present. As things around us shift, we are supposed to be able to shift with it, seeing it from an advantageous light rather than a disaster or end of times. We think we know so much as humans. The mind likes to think is more powerful than it actually is. What we're dealing with is a mental imbalance. We got to stick to what we know, which is us. We got to stop letting our mind play God. Let God be God. Right? Let us be us and understand that God is working through us at the same time. But God got everything covered. There is a certain level with this where it's like, yeah, make sure you're doing your part to protect, to help the planet, the world. Speak your opinions on things that, just like I'm doing right now, I'm speaking my opinion on something that I'm trying to help restabilize within our consciousness. A lot of the things that we think are issues and problems are really illusion based and fear based. And this is happening all around the world, not even just at the lower levels, but even at the highest levels. And that's why all of this is going on. And it is causing some issues, some real issues now, which is why we just need to stop. We just need to stop. All right. So people were afraid of a lot of things back in the day that they did not understand. So as we continue to shift into these different timelines of the world, I know, we 20 years right now or so, into social media, and that has been causing so many shifts and so many changes. But, I was thinking, I'd be one of those people too, where I'd be like, man, back in the day, so much better. We didn't have social media. And I really feel like when we do that now is when we just fell into adapt to the fact that change is always around the corner. We supposed to be seated within the present, wherever time we in right now. Just because we might think something was better back then doesn't mean that it was. That's just the mind, how the mind think about things because of the evidence and the shit that we put into it. Yeah, we know some shit going on with social media. Social media is really, this creation of social media is actually about to help humanity evolve consciously. I mean, there's a lot of people that know social media not that bad too. It's just when we know it's bad, it's all about a balance, right? With everything that you do, it's all about balance. We got to stop letting things in the past dictate how things will be in the future, man. We really do, because things is always changing. Things is always shifting, even in the universe around us. It's out of all this fear-based shit. We got to get away from it. All this fear-based stuff. Oh, we at the worst times. Oh, is this what he warned us about? Oh, this person here. Oh, that. Man, the only thing here is God. The only thing that is here is God, consciousness, and the issues come in when that consciousness is not aware of itself. So it's creating all of this other shit that's just fucking up the vibrations. But I'm not saying that like it's wrong, because that's what God intended. If it did happen, then that's what God intended for it to happen. It's all part of the plan. And right now we are hopping into a time when consciousness is about to get upgraded and leveled up. It's already happening. I'm seeing a lot of souls with wavering faith in God's plan. We are not making all of the choices here on what's going on earth. We think we are. We not. We do play a role. As a conscious collective that live on this planet, we do play a role. But understand, we don't get the last say. And none of us is really tapped into the unseen world to actually be making the predictions that we be making about what's going to happen or what's going on. And it's like the mind is powerful in that sense, because we do need that critical thinking. A lot of it is educational and making you think, but not everybody sees it that way. A lot of people do just get feared. They get fearful from seeing that type of content. It's a lot of doomsdayers or a lot of doomers and stuff like that. And it's like, you do understand you don't need to be on that, right? You don't actually need to feel that way, right? It's just a mindset that you just brought yourself into because of the things that you starting to believe in based on whatever evidence that you've seen about that thing. Doesn't mean it's true, but it's true for you now because you believe it. For me, that's not true. What for me, I see the corruption still, but I see the corruption lies within the illusion of the fact that we don't understand that we are consciousness. That's what I think is happening, right? I think we just ignorant, and that's what's causing a lot of the problems. We ignorant to God. We really don't understand God as much as we should, or as much as we should if we was to be getting to a higher level of understanding and on a planetary level, which is starting to happen. But before this, we wasn't in that, which is why we had so much of this bullshit going on, because we just, for some reason, we just wasn't as evolved. Humans wasn't as evolved until coming now, and social media is a part of that. It's a big part of that, and it's about to continue to be a big part of that. So being tapped into the unknown world is where you get all of the answers. That's where all of the answers come from. And guess what the answer is? Love. The answer to all of your problems. Well, we know you got bills and stuff like that, right? But those is never going to go away. But what can go away is your fear. What can go away is your worry. What can go away is your disassociation with consciousness, your separation with God. That can all go away. You can start to live life from a completely different awareness, and that'll just make your life better. Just about it. No matter what it is that you're going through, you always gonna have to, like I said, change is gonna always be happening. Shifts are gonna always be happening. Yes, you're gonna always have to be paying your bills as long as you live in and within this system of framework of how we doing things right here on this planet right now. Don't discredit love. Whoever you are that's watching this right now, don't discredit what love can actually do for you, for the planet, for everybody around you. The real sincere love that you care, even if you don't care, you wish nothing but the best for, and you show up for, if it's a person that you associate with on that level. If you don't, wish them nothing but the best. That's it. We just need more love. We need to be seeing each other differently. We need to be seeing ourselves differently first, though. Before we even do that, we need to be seeing ourselves differently. Do you actually see who you are, what you are? Past all of the shit that you was told, past all of the shit that society put on you. Talk about how your face look, or your body look, or how your hair look, or oh, you don't do this thing, that mean you that. Oh, you don't do this, that mean you that. All these labels. Can you see past all of that? How do you see yourself past all of those labels that was put on you? How would you want to see yourself? What makes the most sense as a person that, say, you was never influenced by all of that shit growing up, and you was just a baby, and you grew up and you just seen a lot of more loving things, a lot of, that wasn't rooted in just hurtfulness and corrupt mentalities. How would you see yourself? So I wrote on here that I'm God's child, thick and thin. I will follow God blindly no matter what, in love, not in fear. We got this whole saying right now, what is it, fear God? I was talking to my sister about this whole thing, that fear God logo. I forgot who made it. I think it's Kanye or somebody. It's some basketball, John. No, I forget. I think it was maybe LeBron. Anyways, fear God. Well, why would we fear God? We're supposed to love God. We're supposed to love everything, even the things that you don't understand, even the things that you would disagree with. You are everything. You are everything. So you should understand. Stop acting like you don't understand, even though you don't understand. But you do understand that I am you and you are me. And we all live in this human experience. And it's great. It's lovely. It's beautiful. It is. That's all it is. That's all it is. We got this shit going on. We got other shit that could possibly happen too. But that happened because of what? Because we're not aware of what this. Once we become aware of this, a lot less of that is going to be happening. Even if I may not understand the reasoning for things or the shifts at times, I know my God wants nothing but love for me. That's what I know. So that's why I'm not tripping. You can't be tripping over the shifts and changes. You just supposed to adapt to whatever the fuck you at now, without looking in the past, looking back. We here to what? Having a experience. We here to experience life. Stop trying to be the one that even though you can shape your life to what you want it to, stop trying to be the one in control of that experience too much. Things might not turn out the way you exactly pictured it. Things might not look exactly how you wanted it to look. maybe you focusing on the wrong things. Maybe you should be focusing more on the appreciation of life itself. And the fact of how you look at it is how it will start to look at you. Stop focusing on much how things should look on the outside. Instead, focus on how things should look in the inside, and then reflect that to your outside. And then that forces your outside to look the way you want it to look, because you did it on the inside first and then you projecting that. I really truly feel like if you want abundance in your life, it doesn't start with material things that you have around you. It starts with the mindset that you hold about yourself and your space and your aura and what you believe you are worthy of, just by being here. Just by being here. And it's not that just because you're worthy of something that means you should have it. It just means that you matter more than that thing. You matter more than everything. Focus on how you see yourself. And if once you start to change how you see yourself, basically if you start, oh my God, my mouse died. If you start seeing yourself with more love, more appreciation, more admiration, no matter what it is that you've been through, look at the things that you overcame instead of the things that you made mistakes on, because mistakes is all part of God's plan. What you persist through and what you accomplish, that was you. So start looking at the things that you did right, not the things that you did wrong, because the things that you did wrong happen for a reason, so you can start doing things right. But it ain't no right or wrong. It's really just the life that you live.